Coming up this week on the SPNN Forum, I am sitting down with local life coach Latoya Anderson. Stay with us. Listen, when we caught wind of what you're doing and why you're doing the work that you do, we knew we had to bring you in because May is Mental Health Awareness Month and advocacy for so much more. So before we dive in to sip and paint, we're going to talk a little bit about you. So please take us back. What got you into the work that you're doing right now?
Yeah, so the business is called Purpose for Living, LLC. Purpose for Living came from just, an inner thought within. I kept thinking about what more can I give out to the world? We find so much that we can complain about, but sometimes we find it hard to look within ourselves that we don't realize that we actually have purpose. So I've been fighting for years and years to find my purpose, and I found that my purpose was to help others find their purpose. I am from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am from a family of 10. I have one child, age 16. His name is Tyler, and he's been my inspiration. But the purpose for living is just, what can you give back? Yeah. So as Gandhi says, in order to be the change, you have to be the change that you would like to see.
In the world.
So in the world.
Yes.
So that's what Purpose for Living came about. And then I found purpose through creative art.
Okay, listen, that's so beautiful because it just sounds like on your own personal journey, being part of a big family, having your own, and there's nothing like creating and evolving our personal lives through the lens or experiences as a parent.
Absolutely.
And you have a 16-year-old, I have an 8-year-old. Listen, she acts 16, but we'll get that. It's a different day, different conversation. What led you to the life coach aspect, and kind of how did you even get into that? What specifically inspired you? Because I want to know why you're doing this.
Yeah, the why is the biggest part of my life and everyone's life, right? So, growing up, I have always been like a timid kid. I was always a shy kid who had something in me, but I did not know how to bring it out. Okay. Right? And so I saw that, my brothers have a skill, my sister has a skill, everybody around me has a skill, but I couldn't find my voice. So working multiple different jobs, I was working at a dental office in Milwaukee, and my boss saw something in me, and she's like, Latoya, you're such a leader. She's like, I want you to take a public speaking course. Right?
Really? At the dental office?
At the dental office.
Look at that.
Somebody saw something in me. I don't know where she saw it. I don't know, maybe it was my work ethic. And she's like, I want you to tap into Dale Carnegie. I'm not sure if you guys know what Dale Carnegie is.
I sure do.
So it helps you with your communication skills. It helps you to talk to people. And it helps you to just bring out who you really are as a person. Yeah. So I took that course at Dale Carnegie. Amongst other classmates, they ended up voting for me as the top classmate to speak at the graduation.
Look at that.
And of course, I didn't know I had that in me. I didn't know that they thought about me like that. And that's where it started. And then they brought me back on as a mentor. Okay. So then that's where the life coach came in.
Okay. Okay, so there's so much to the story here. Yep. And you're speaking of experience. Where in the big family was your birth order?
I am the second oldest.
Okay, you're the second oldest.
Yes.
But because of the other siblings, sometimes personality traits, it can just kind of overshadow, or just maybe you weren't being in a position to use your voice or find your voice. Yeah. So you were telling me that you also work with a women's shelter.
I do.
Or you're affiliated with. And I want you to expand on that a little bit, because you just mentioned the idea of mentoring, because let's talk about this shelter, because these are women that maybe somehow have lost their voice, feel pressured to keep it silent, and could use a mentor to find their purpose in life.
Absolutely.
So expand on the shelter.
Yeah, so the shelter, I am a shelter manager at one of the women's shelters here in St. Paul. Okay. And my purpose is to, I have a support group that I teach. It's Women's Wind Down on Thursdays.
Ooh.
And I find that a lot of women come to the group because guess what? Throughout the week, they're so busy with their kids, they're so busy with life, they're so busy with different stressors that are just getting the best of them, that they want to come to art class to wind down, to ease their mind. So I'm there to help them process their thoughts, help them understand that art is not perfect. Art is just what's in you. You know, you don't have to be perfect to do art. You can just Scrabble, right? You can just do any color, whatever you're feeling, and then create a masterpiece. And I found that my group has been very successful. They're literally lined up at my door before I even get started. So I'm like, if I can make change with these women, what about our community?
Oh, we're getting there. So the shelter is, the name of the shelter?
Yeah, it's Women's Advocates.
What a great organization. The first
domestic violence shelter in the state of Minnesota, but just even all around. We got it started here.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been in business for 50 years and are doing great things in the community. And a lot of people that have stayed there, they're sharing their success stories.
Right. So you created the Wednesday wind down?
Yes.
Is it wine down or
So
wind down?
Wine. So you're going to wind down, not wine with the actual wine.
That's why I was like, ooh, but I was jumping ahead a little bit. Okay, but speaking of wine and speaking of art, you have created a beautiful experience.
Absolutely.
Tell us about where, when, what is it about, how do we get involved?
Absolutely.
On Wednesdays.
So every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. till 8:30, sometimes until about 10 o'clock, we're at Billy's on Grand in St. Paul.
Okay.
So we're going to start that class off with just kind of like some, conversations. It's going to be an affirmation statement at the beginning. Who are you? What do you want to become? What do we need to get rid of?
Yes.
So that's every Wednesday. I do offer a complimentary glass of wine.
Okay.
Now, there might be some people that might not want to drink wine.
Right.
So we have some alternatives, i.e. water.
Right.
Or something that's non-alcoholic.
Yes. So that's the wine down that I was jumping ahead to.
Yep. That's the actual wine.
Listen, sometimes you need a little glass, but you were talking about art is healing.
Yes.
And art has no rules and boundaries. We were talking about that. Are these guided paintings? Talk about the actual art itself. What do people expect? Do we bring our supplies? What does that look like?
Yep, so supplies are all included in the price. The price is $40, includes the wine, of course.
Okay.
I have different concepts of art. So they're all pre-drawn art. Because I have some people that, say, I don't know how to draw. Okay, that's okay, I got you.
Right.
They're already pre-drawn, or there's an option to freestyle. So they are canvases, blank canvases. You can freestyle, and whatever's on your mind and your heart, you can just create that magic there. Or it's something that's already there for you, and you can just go ahead and paint as you feel.
Do you guide? Is this for ladies only, or for anyone?
This is for males and females.
Do you guide attendees with instruction or things to think about? What is the experience like for those 2 hours? It starts with some beverage and an affirmation, but then what?
Yeah, so I do start off with a question to get you thinking about your life.
Okay.
The question could be a simple question.
Yeah.
What was the best thing that happened to you this week?
Okay.
If you can't think of anything, try to think of something.
And do they answer it in a conversation standpoint, or is it something they think about while they paint?
Yep, so we're all going to stand up. So it's a non-judgmental, safe space for everyone, right? So we're not judging. We're all here for the same reason. We're going to go around in a circle. It's like a circle. And so we're going to I'll start with myself. What was the best thing that happened this week? I woke up this morning.
I woke up,
right? The sun was shining. The birds were chirping.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Like, it's easy to find something hard to complain, anything to complain about.
Easy.
But what can we focus on that's actually working, right? So everybody's going around telling me what happened good this week. That makes you feel good when you can talk about something that's actually working, right?
Sure.
And then we do a little exercise.
Okay.
We're going to do, some kind of workout. I'll start first, and then someone else does a different routine. And then just to relax ourselves. Not to think about what's going on around us.
It's very interactive.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to the art component of it, is there designated times? Can people just paint as they go? What does that look like? This sounds like a very unique and different type of painting and like sip and paint. There's so many different beautiful places that have these opportunities, but this is sounding very unique.
I like to say that.
I think so.
Who wants to toot their own horn? Why not?
That's why we're here.
I think that is an absolute vibe. You know why? Because guess what? We all need to wind down.
Yes.
Some of us are overthinking life, right?
Right.
Some of us are thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. We haven't even made it to tomorrow.
Right.
But when we come to the wind down,
Yeah.
you forget about what's going on and you tap into your creative side.
Okay.
Each one of us have something that's special about us.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm going to help you bring that out.
And art is healing, and community is healing.
Absolutely.
So you can come with your girlfriend,
Yep.
you can come with someone, your significant other. Is this 21 plus because of it's in a bar setting, or is it?
It's 18 and up.
Okay.
But the bar is actually a family-friendly bar.
It is.
So if you don't have a babysitter, you
Yeah.
can bring your baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not judging.
No, not at all.
Because
I
guess
love
what?
that.
You still need that healing.
Oh, and I'm such an advocate for moms in particular. Certainly because I have since becoming one, and I don't like people apologize. Like, you can't control life, so don't apologize. And then also experience life with your child. Now, it's a totally different story if you want to get a sitter and come home, come over and get wild with the paintbrush and have a glass of wine
Right.
or a mocktail, but
Yeah.
bring the kiddos.
Listen, I have a bestie that comes, sometimes she can't get a sitter, but guess what? She is there faithfully, sometimes with the baby, and the baby even has a vibe.
Listen.
Yes, so bring your baby too.
That's a good that's honestly, I love that
Yeah.
because it's great to embrace the people around us, including, our little mini companions.
Yep.
Okay, so let's take a look at some of the art pieces that
Yes.
you brought.
Yes.
What can you tell us about these pieces? Are they from your Wednesday groups?
These are actually from the Wednesday groups. So this one right here is more so a freestyle. She didn't, one of the participants could not think about so we did have a theme. I forgot what the theme was.
Sure.
But she just couldn't follow the theme.
Oh, sure.
So we just had assortment of different paints, and she just went ahead and just, whatever was on her mind and in her heart, she just went ahead with it. She's one of those people that says, I cannot paint.
I love
What
it.
does this look like to you?
A beautiful piece of art.
Absolutely. So this is how it ends with people that say they can't paint.
Sure.
You absolutely can. This one is just a freestyle from a local artist that just gave this over to me to just pay tribute to what we have going on in the community.
Listen,
Yeah.
if it's for sale, I'm going to put that on my wall.
Yes.
Because wow.
Yep.
And then this one.
Yep, this one is actually balloon art. So,
Balloon art?
So balloon art. So you blow up a balloon. You don't blow it up too big.
Okay.
Blow up really small.
Yeah.
Right? Take different paints that are around you, and you just go, you dot like a dot. And then that's what it turns out to. So the first layer is just white paint as the base. And then after that, just freestyle with the balloon in different colors, and that's what it turns out to be. It's just,
This is like a whole art
Purpose.
class. Do you have a background in art?
What's so crazy is I don't have a background in art, but I have a background in experience and finding your creative side through
Listen,
art.
and creativity is
Creativity.
so broad. I absolutely love that. Okay, so Wednesdays, 6:30 to 8:30 or beyond at Billy's on Grand. Where can folks learn about registering and getting in touch with you?
Absolutely. So they can register at eventbrite.com. Latoya Anderson, and it says Sip and Paint, write in bold letters.
Right.
There's also a QR code that I will provide you guys. We would prefer registration, pre-registration, so that we know our numbers.
Yeah.
And then also my phone number they can reach me at,
Okay.
651-432-1800,
Okay.
or also by email. That would be provided by you guys.
Listen, that is so wonderful. If you're just tuning in now, we're chatting with Latoya Anderson, life coach, a purpose-driven life, all the things we are learning about so much. What is your goal? What is your hope that this brings the community with this Wednesday, we're going to call it the wind down,
Yeah.
and beyond? We can do it outside of Wednesdays too. But what is your hope? Where do you want this to go?
My hope is to help others find their purpose through creative art.
Okay.
Right? We're not perfect, but guess what? We all need to heal in some kind of way. Why not find your healing through art?
Sure.
Why not find your healing with people that are actually facing the same things that you're facing?
Right.
But guess what? We're not judging either anybody. We're finding our purpose through art.
It's interesting because have you heard of the phrase, stay in your own lane? Now, we say that to people who are trying to budge in our lane and give us those unsolicited pieces of advice. But a lot of the time, if folks continue to stay in their own lane, they progress and they evolve and they develop and grow at their own beautiful pace. There is no speed limit, no need to go 90. You can go 30, you can go 60. Now I'm getting all super metaphorical, but I find this to be a perfect way to integrate finding your purpose. And I feel like people put a lot of pressure on, I need to find my purpose. Listen, that may come and go in different capacities.
Absolutely.
You may go through an experience where a shelter is going to be your light and savior in that phase of life, and then you grow beyond that. With the experiences that you've had with some of the women, what has inspired you to continue to help folks?
So I use my own life experiences. So, I don't come from a perfect family, but I want to be that light within my family that can help them grow through whatever they're going through.
Sure.
And I want to use my experience to help other people. I want to be used up in the best way I can before I leave up out of this world and say, hey, you motivated somebody. You helped someone change their life. You was that example that they needed.
Sure.
They might not go to an actual therapist. No one wants to talk about their life in front of someone that doesn't know them.
Right.
But if we have another form of therapy, such as like holistic therapy, then, that might just be it for them.
I have to say hats off to you, because not everybody has access to a therapist. Some people have the access and not the means. Some people have access and the means, but they're nervous, or whatever combination of that. And whether they're painting with you on a Wednesday, or they're coloring in a coloring book, or doodling on a notepad, it's just expressing. And the beautiful result of that is growing through the creative arts.
Absolutely.
Just like dances, just like music is, just like food is. And it sounds like Billy's has all of that.
Billy's has an
Wednesday.
assortment, so it's not just, we have food at Billy's, we have, drinks at Billy's,
Yeah.
and we definitely have purpose for living.
That's such a nice partner, so I'm
Yeah.
super happy with that.
Yeah.
What about the community? Can we talk about for you to expand to? If they cannot come to Billy's and the participants that are at your Wednesday wind downs, where else can they access this amazing creativity with you?
Yes, so they can access me. My contact information will be available. I do pop-ups. So if you want me to come to you, I can come to you.
Okay.
I provide all the supplies. I provide all the energy that you need. So I can come to a corporate event. I can come to your employment. I can come to a party. I can come to a wedding event, a bachelorette's party, a kid's birthday party.
Okay.
We all need it in so many, not just adults.
Right.
Kids need it too.
Right.
So I am available at your need. So.
This would be perfect for a Mother's Day gift, for birthdays, anniversaries, or just a couple's night out, or
Yes.
something like that. So I like that, especially for folks that maybe have little ones, or are disabled and don't easily leave the house. You come to them and give them that peace and healing.
Absolutely.
Do you have a space that they can come to, or do you offer the Wednesday as the space, and then you have the work that you do at the shelter?
Yep, so I do offer the Wednesdays at Billy's on Grand. But if you guys have space within your organization that you
Okay.
would like me to sit and table,
Sure.
I can do that too.
Okay. Do you partner with any other affiliates right now, or is that open?
Yeah, it's open right now. I am newly to Minnesota. I would like to, get this out to the entire community, the entire world.
Okay.
So I would like more opportunities to come to you.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay, listen, Twin Cities, she's new. We got to shine out. We gotta welcome you with open arms. How long have you been in the Twin Cities?
I've been here 2 years now.
Okay. Wow.
So
Did you do anything like this before?
I did.
Tell us more.
So I did this in Wisconsin. I did this, through Milwaukee Public Schools partnerships. I worked with the kids and the teens. And I found that it's been very helpful to them and a good response. So I'm like, why not present this to the world?
Sure.
Yeah.
Does your son like to get involved in any of this? Teens are a totally different story, so I'm not putting them on the spot. But
You know you want to motivate your teens in the best way, and they want to do what they want to do.
Right.
But I kind of had to force him to do art. But once he actually did it, he loved it. So, yes.
And it's interesting because teens have a way of developing, right? There's so much out there that sometimes I kind of look back to when I was in high school. I just remember thinking, how does the world want me to figure out what major to take in college or beyond high school? And, you know, coming up on 40, I'm like, I kind of think I know what I want to do. So this progression of healing can be unlearning things, undoing things, relearning. The state of the world, listen, we're just going to leave it at that. Community, the Twin Cities in particular, especially post George Floyd and everything that has blossomed and kind of unraveled at the same time, has just shown me and so many folks that community needs to be on the forefront, but also so does individual mental health and then advocacy too.
Absolutely.
So with the work that you're doing at the shelter, I'm just curious, what does advocacy look like as you're helping these women heal?
Yeah, so advocacy is more so they need help in a lot of different areas. It's not just domestic violence. They might need help with finding housing. They might need help legally, you know, trying to file, you know, a protective order or obtaining documents, you know, lost, you know, from a situation that they were in. So we provide all different services to them that they need, especially housing. Because once they're in that domestic violence, they're homeless at this point if they're, you know, running away from their abusers. So now they need help finding housing. So we have an assortment of services all in one hub.
Well, thank you for doing the work that you're doing. I think that's absolutely impactful. Okay, so folks are they're not in the interest of doing art, or they're not really ready to take this plunge, but they want to support you. How else can they maybe donate or get the word out? Because this is phenomenal. And again, as someone who has a very creative background, I haven't quite seen anything like this when it comes to in-person painting events that incorporates affirmations, sense of healing, a little bit of physical movement, creativity, and then some sort of NA or alcoholic beverage.
Absolutely. So just
how else they can to support you? How
they can donate to the cause, because guess what? Maybe someone cannot pay the fee to get in, you know, to the event. Maybe you want to donate for someone else. You know, so you can donate by, I have a Cash App, and ANNTY2936 that they could do with Cash App, or they can go to subscribe on Eventbrite under Latoya Anderson and just donate to the cause.
And make a donation. I think the donation speaks volumes too, because a lot of organizations, a lot of these pop-ups, a lot of the creators and people that are doing the work, we can't get enough of it. But it isn't for everybody, so fundraising is so important.
It might
so donate if you can.
Yeah, it might not be for everyone, but I do have a way of making it for everyone too.
I love it. So, okay, what do you like to do when you're not taking care of other people? Because it's Mental Health Awareness Month, I think it's important that we all share each other's tips and tricks and wise words. Like, what does that look like for you?
For me, I love music. I don't like telling everybody this, but I have a hidden talent. I like to play piano. Piano is therapeutic for me. I also like just playing music, and I also like going to live concerts.
Listen, what kind of music do you play?
Oh,
the
my
piano.
Gosh. On piano?
The piano, and then what?
Like jazz. I like going down to Bunkers in Minneapolis. They play a variety of music where it's like rock. It's just different kinds.
That's
R&B.
a fun spot.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Dakota Jazz Club, beautiful.
Absolutely.
Do you have music at your Wednesday events?
I do have music.
Tell me about that.
I have light music. I have music just for like sensual music, healing music, or I can have some rap music too. It all depends on the crowd. We can accommodate to any setting. So if you're saying I don't want to hear that, hey, I'll DJ for you. We're gonna play whatever you like to hear.
You can be the healer, you can be the artist, you can be the leader, you can be the DJ.
Yep.
You can be their best friend at the end of it. I absolutely, okay, so I'm gonna be there.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick a Wednesday just to come and try it out, and hopefully we can invite some folks as well. Are there limited spots? I should ask that.
Yeah, so capacity is 20.
Okay.
But, I mean, we can accommodate up to 30.
Right.
But,
you want to have enough space too.
I do have enough for 30 people. So,
Okay.
but the more the merrier.
Okay.
We'll make sure we make it happen for you guys.
Do you take donations for any painting supplies? If people have canvases, paintbrushes, paints?
I definitely open to
Oh,
donations.
that's
We would definitely
wonderful.
need that.
Okay. So if you want to come, if you want to watch, listen. I think just watching could be really fun. People observing.
Yeah.
Feel free to come and make a donation financially. Please come drop by. I know I'm really excited to come.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for coming and for doing this work. And we have ways to connect with you, and we hope to see this grow, because I think what you're doing needs to just be more accessible. And if it's not Latoya, then maybe someone else can do something that either partners with you. Let's get more organizations to connect with you. Listen, I am her biggest cheerleader now because I'm totally hooked. You had me at wine, but listen, I love painting. And actually, before we head out, I'm sitting down with my 8-year-old recently, and I have all this artwork, and we have, a plastic tablecloth to, protect the floor. And I was like, and my sister-in-law gifted me this whole bin of palettes, different paint materials. She said, I know you like to color and sip your wine, so here's a coffee gift card, or my coffee. We're talking about wine now. Sip your coffee and paint. So I sat down with her the other day, and I had my coffee, and I'm like, she's over here just creating all the things that 8-year-olds create. And I think I was thinking too much. And I was just like, oh, I made a mess. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't paint, is what I was telling myself. And I look at her, and I'm like, all she's doing is putting drops of different colors, because there's 48 colors. She went through all of them. Then she took a spatula and she smeared it around, and it looked like the most amazing thing. She wouldn't let me have it. It was for her teacher. But listen,
it's okay.
It's Teacher Appreciation Week too.
Absolutely.
We'll let her have it.
Beautiful.
So there are no rules.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share before we invite folks again?
Yeah, just look at it as I'm not in your